I have a channeled message for somebody in a stage of grief. So you're wondering if they even cared, if they think about you or realize how you feel or how they make you feel. They love you, but that was the strongest message that came through. They love you, but now you're showing up as sort of this, like a misfortunate thing happened to you, meaning in some way, the way that you were raised or lack of being raised did not provide you with support and the discipline and structure and the order that you needed to thrive. So in some ways, your coding, the way that your DNA learned to navigate life, was unfortunate. I have this card here where it's so this woman, she was sold by her father, and he sold her to a bar for money, and she ended up getting pregnant and committing because she was basically disregarded and treated like an object. And there's this male in the background who's looking sadly at her like, she's so beautiful, she's so sweet. She actually is also a very polite and kind person by nature, but her nurture really did not give her the best start in life. So you're showing up as this character who's actually very devoted to your spirituality, very devoted to yourself. You got the monk nun card, so you obviously don't have to be a monk or a nun, but it is showing up as your energy, while outside of you there's this thief. And underlying it all is the slave card. So the slave energy is saying you become vulnerable and victim to controllers, to those that have, the mentality where they can use people and manipulate people and, alter their perception of what it is to be in a dynamic, in a relationship with somebody in any capacity. So it's just really showing up that you've had this very misfortunate life, but we're not going to accept that as the end. We're not going to accept your life as just a tragedy. So yes, you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. Look at this, 10 of Swords in reverse. It's saying you've been stabbed, you've been kicked, you've been pushed, you've been all these things. There's all this attack, especially on your mind. We got the King of Swords in reverse. With that in reverse, it's just saying your mental state has been under attack since you were a child. I also have this card here where this younger boy is handing shoes to this girl. So this is speaking to your inner feminine. So this could be, if you're a masculine, it could be your inner child. It could be, you could be the little girl, obviously. But in general, your inner child was treated like a peasant or go do things for me. You were just kind of this pushed aside character where I just see mistreatment. I just see like a very sweet kid that never got the opportunity to, wow. Now we've got the 8 of Swords in reverse. Again, this is all in your head. We're going to paint this picture. We're going to unravel all of this and see where you need to go and how you can move forward and get out of this. There's something that can build your mental strength here, Gemini. So this is, you haven't been able to verbalize this. You could have been quiet as a kid, not communicative. You could have struggled to say what was going on, or the communication is lacking. So you weren't being communicated to, and your foundation is sitting on manipulation, basically, because you're confused on how your parent treated you or caregivers in a way. There was just something missing. Maybe you had a parent with a mental illness or something. And now the Six of Cups is coming out, which is all about childhood. It's all about nostalgia. So we're going to explore this part of your mind and understand how you can heal it so you can grow and you can move forward. So escaping this limiting belief of yourself that you're unworthy, because obviously your parent probably didn't sell you off, but that's a metaphor for something here where maybe your parent was more focused. Maybe they were a single parent. All they could do was focus on work. Maybe they were distracted with TV and they were a TV and TV dinner kind of parent. So there's something here where your inner child is in a deep wounded state and it's coming to the surface to be healed, to be released. And this Thief card, this card outside of you, the energy that you're dealing with outside of you, it just says that when you get in situations, it becomes a transactional situation where there's a thief, there's someone that takes your energy. When you're offered a cup of love, especially, you're like a hopeless romantic. A song that really resonated today was Chris Cornell. Nothing compares to you. But it's just like these sad love songs were heavy today. And it was just like yearning and hoping and wishing and waiting and giving a lot of your emotions are flowing out, but nothing's flowing in. We've got Gemini twice and Scorpio twice. This is creating, like I said, there's some sort of mental imbalance where there's this back and forth thing going on. Ups and downs. You could be experiencing manic episodes. You could be experiencing, obviously, like some sort of bipolar symptoms. I am not a doctor and I'm not diagnosing you, nor should you stay in any of those kind of diagnoses. If you are, we can strengthen our mind. You could be dealing with a lack of or a limiting mindset around money, where you believe that you are unworthy of finances, unworthy of any sort of materialism. So this could actually also relate to somebody with issues with food, like either or. You could not be eating enough or eating too much, emotional eating, or the opposite, which is a spiritual connection where you're like, I just need spirit as food. This has been an injustice. It's all about, this reading is about retribution. It's about things coming back into balance for you. It's about you understanding what happened so you can give your little inner child a hug and say, look, I am here for you. I'm now showing up for you, unlike it has been for you in the past. We're going to stop the self-sabotaging. We're going to stop putting ourselves in bad situations. We're going to acknowledge things are unfair. We're going to accept, because when I said grief, like I was feeling the grief thing, where that fifth stage of grief, which there's not really, it doesn't really matter, but accepting what has happened, understanding the anger that you may hold, the weight. Yeah, the weight of love. The song The Weight of Love is also coming through. The weight of love. We've got the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups here. So it's like you aren't able to get far in emotional connections. So you're lacking deep intimacy and vulnerability with partners or in general people, relationships. You end up falling in the hands of these, the thief with the slave dynamic, where you end up being in servitude to these people. Yeah, 10 of Cups at the bottom. You're seeking, though. You're not giving up. You're You're not willing to be a statistic here. I want to say, yeah. You're recognizing that you have a choice on how you move forward in this. If you let this become your story, or if you choose to write your story. Maybe this has been your story, for a while, and you're fed up with it. You're tired of hearing that you're some weak little vulnerable thing that can't find the strength and find the mental balance. You're tired of being treated like an object. You're wanting to be seen for who you really are, which is a very kind and gentle person. Sometimes we confuse weakness for softness, which is crazy. It's like, I remember growing up, being soft was perceived as bad. And it's like, I remember having to defend myself for being soft. Like, oh, you're soft. And I was in a lot of defensive energy growing up because I'm constantly defending attacks because I was passive or whatever. So it's like, there's that energy here as well, where we're kind of looking at your gentle nature. So you could love animals, you could love time alone, you could love spending time in your imagination or reading. And people just expect things of you. So you're a boss. You certainly have had a boss that has loved you as an employee because you show up, you do the work, and you don't complain. You don't ask for a raise. You just do your work and go home. And you've probably had a partner that, you did a lot of the lifting. So you carried the burden of the relationship. The thief just fell down. What is the thief trying to tell us? The Woman King. So we're going to remix this a little bit. So we're not going to stay in victim mentality. What we're going to do is we're going to elevate. So this thief, what it wanted to tell you was it's seen the potential in you the whole time. So whoever, and I'm seeing many characters in your life that have embodied this thief, but whoever's standing up for you right now, they're actually saying, yes, I did trample on you. I did harm you. I did cause you to quote unquote be my slave, but I always saw this warrior spirit inside of you, and I knew you needed that push. I knew you needed to be tougher, and they didn't want to see you quote unquote weak. They wanted to see you build up your inner strength. They wanted you to speak up for yourself. So their way of learning, their way of teaching seems very harsh to you. It seems diabolical. It seems like stabbing in the heart, okay? You're very soft and vulnerable. And that's, like I said, very, very beautiful. But without the right protection, like I said, with that King of Swords in reverse, it's like maybe you didn't have a father figure or a strong masculine energy growing up that taught you strength. So it kind of poured out in a leaky gas tank or a leaky oil tank. You got to have all the parts put together in order for, we got, am I a boy or am I a girl? It's just so much confusion energy. It's like, I don't even know what I am. I don't know if I'm not saying you're literally dealing with that, but you could. That comes from a lack of foundation, a lack of strong masculine figure. Hiding who you are won't save you. Joe Rogan is here. I'm getting actually the Joe Rogan part of him where he is a fighter. So embodying that energy next to the Woman King and Constantine, it's like there's a lot of energy of discovering your power and learning to be soft and a warrior. It's okay to be both. Don't sacrifice your sweetness. Don't sacrifice your softness to be liked or seen by these tougher, more external individuals who outwardly express themselves. It's okay to be internalize things. It's okay to process things and be a thinker or a feeler. You don't have to be overly communicative. Yeah, you're really trying to discover this emotional issue inside of you where you're kind of going back and forth. Do I need to adjust how I look? I'm seeing a woman shave her hair. I'm just seeing like outfits, like just like confusion on how you're trying to figure out how to express yourself. And it's manifesting in many visual ways here. For you though, this is all for you. You're trying to show yourself, your inner child, your future self. It's trying to come into your now and say, hey, there's something wrong. We need to work on this. We need to go deep here. Lady of the Night is here. So you could have struggled with sexual immorality, basically, where you fell into relationships or connections with people, intimate connections where you thought you were going to get love. You thought if you laid down for this person, if you dressed provocatively for this person, if you did something exposing yourself to this person, they would in turn give you their heart. But it actually did quite the opposite, where Lady of the Night, until you are able to see the universe outside of your particular lens, you'll suffer. The universe does not care for morality. So we were talking about this in the reading that has the lies on the top. It was where you were coming to an understanding that as you unravel yourself and get to know yourself and look in the mirror and say, hey, you know, I can see where they've been a bad guy. I can see where they've been a bad girl. But what really evolves my soul, what really elevates me is when I can say, I look in the mirror and I observe where I went wrong. It's not to say that you're bad and they're good, because only somebody with a split mind would even think that there is good or bad. Black and white doesn't exist without gray. The black doesn't exist without white. So both are fair, both are valid. And you're coming into balance to understand that. You're really understanding something about how things are exchanged between each other and how you're perceived and how maybe there's been miscommunication about feelings and reciprocation that has caused you to go deeper into yourself, that caused you even more mental strife, mental stress, that you're like, you know what? I'm ready to see life differently. I'm ready. So this is also a very dark feminine type of energy. I feel like I dressed so appropriately for this reading. It's just like my emotions and my fits, I'm telling you. Okay. Keanu Reeves with Constantine, he literally played the character. You're playing a character. Please understand that you are role-playing. This is a role-play VR, virtual reality experience. Keanu Reeves is the human that plays an actor role in Constantine. It's saying your power is when you decide to turn it on. When you decide to push play and say, I'm going to play life like it's playing me, and I'm going to step up and I'm going to be here for myself. I'm going to say, look, I'm showing up every single day. Yes, I wasn't taught discipline. Yes, I wasn't taught. I'm a feral, unruly kid with no shoes on. Yes, that's me. I was running around the block crazy, shirt off and everything. And nobody did my hair. Nobody taught me nothing. I just am wild and free. But when we discover the totality of life, it's like, instead of focusing so much externally, we recognize our inner power. It's going inside. It's understanding that none of these people honestly have the power. It's a trick on your mind that they hold the power. Like I said, there's just one character, because I'm seeing this thief show up in many ways in your life. But there's just one character I'm going to ask about them, because they have something to say. Their higher self has something to say. Okay. So they want you to know that where you focus your attention is what you grow. So when you focus on the negative, or when you focus on what went wrong or the bad, that's where your energy flows to, and that's what you amplify. They want you to know that, yes, that, like, they're aware they've hurt you. They see pain. They see, I've caused you pain. But what they're not saying it though. They want you to discover that truth. They want you to understand that. Because if you don't understand it, then they can't make you understand it. They can make you do tasks, and they can put you to work in a way for them or for yourself or whatever. They can do some stuff, but they're coming up in this way where they actually want to see you win in a way. I'm not going to truly trust them all the way. They are coming up as a thief, but the strength in them, their higher self that is evolved, maybe not today, but it could be in the future. The part of them that is evolved, that version of them wants you to know that they see your beauty, they see your softness and your sweetness and your kindness as your strength. They want you to learn how to cultivate that and pour that love onto the world. They would love it to be onto them. They're like, give it to me. But they're not waiting around. They're not, like, they're con artist energy. They're looking for wherever they can get it. They're just like, she's one option, he's one option, whatever. Like, they're not hyper focused on you, which could mean they're either not your person or they're not meant to go on a long journey with you. Maybe they were in your life for a short period of time to teach you and to guide you in a way. Everybody's teaching each other out here, guys. We're all teaching each other. We're all friends and foes and who knows, okay? So, porn came out. How's that? We were talking about that person. Clouded judgment. Yes. So, okay. There's also a confusion. Like I said, they love you, but there's a candy store outside. They love you, but there's a button I can push and have instant access to a plethora of options. I love you, but I'm not as sweet as you. I love you, but silence. It's interesting. It's like their energy has this, maybe they're not evolved in a way that says, I am accountable for my actions where I want to change them. They're not showing up as evolved. They're not showing up as prepared to provide any sort of healing to you. Just because they can see and they're aware through observation and experience, it doesn't mean they actually want to show up as that person for you. But they do want to see you heal. It's weird. Okay, let's... Heart chakra. We're really healing the heart chakra here. We're really healing the heart chakra here. This is going to help you express yourself. This is really going to help you understand yourself and understand your emotions and the foundation of it all and why it's been this way. It's going to help you understand your romance, your pleasure. It's going to help you become intimate with yourself. So we have impersonator here. Wants to be you, acts like, dresses like, looks like, copies you. I mean, it almost looks the same. Look at this, guys. Oh, don't burn my clothes. Look. Almost look like the same character. Because they are, like I said, this con artist energy. It's not quite Michael Jackson, but it looks like Michael Jackson. So they show up as a character. So we're all wearing masks, guys. What is your ascending sign? What is your ascending? Yeah, that's what it's called. Because that is, when you embody that energy, you become super powerful. Because that's your mask. That's your filter. That's how you hide from the world. Your true self, your emotional self, your moon, your Venus, your, everything else. When you step into your filter and paint the door of your house, it's like, this is who I'm putting between myself, the person you're putting on, the mask you're putting on, is the character you play between you and the world. That's how you protect yourself. That's how you protect your vulnerable side. So find out what that energy embodies and what that means, so you can fully embrace it, fully embody it, and become it and master it, and things will flow to you. What house is it in? So you can embody that house energy and understand how to really master yourself here. Because they see the power in you, that they're more focused on having minions and slaves and characters in their life that act as a crutch to them, because if they're not willing to do the work in a way that brings their true self out, they have to they're hiding behind this hat too. Both of them have this hat on. You can't see their eyes. They're ashamed. They're very ashamed. You're looking down ashamed, but your face is very exposed. And you're this nun character as well. Did I show you? So you see you're this character, you're looking very ashamed, while your father is in the background counting his coins after selling you. And there's this character behind the fence looking sad because this person sees you. That's the part of them. He has the hat on too. I'm telling you, that's the part of him that sees you as amazing, or like, wow, where did this one come from? Or how did they stay so sweet and soft in such a cruel world? That part of them feels and cares for you, but it doesn't mean that's who they are. we have to be very careful. That's why this woman king card with the Keanu Reeves and Constantine with the Joe Rogan, set yourself up in a way that you can defend yourself. And I brought up my experience with self-defense and stuff, and I'm just really seeing like a guardedness, but that's your lower self's version of survival. We don't want to be guarded. You want to guard yourself in a stable way. So you're dealing with this mental health stuff where you're oscillating back and forth, you know, from all types of different energies. But in reality, it's stability you want. It's foundation. It's you want that playful youthfulness as well. You want a space to feel safe, that you can be playful. You're not just about to be playful for everybody. You're not just about to give it away. You've learned what that does. You've learned that people take, and you're trying to get in a position where people don't take. Yeah, that was peeking at the bottom there. Move in silence. This person sees you as heavenly. They do. They see you as heavenly. They just don't want to be heavenly. They want to be dark. And their free will given right is, I want some darkness in my life. God given right. What do they need to know? Unbothered. You're looking away from this person. Your strength comes when you look away from this person. When you find a way to put things in your life that get you out of your mind, out of ruminating or obsessing about, you know, their played out energy of trying to play games, you give yourself, it's like there's a wound in your mind. Unicorn and the dragon, what a powerful energy. Yeah, your inner child, I'm telling you. Your inner child is like telling you they're very proud of the way that you're, it's not that they're proud. Grateful. They're very grateful because they've felt very abandoned, orphaned. And they feel like you're about to come pick them up from the orphanage and take them somewhere better, anywhere better. They don't really care about the outcome. They just don't like where they currently are. And they see you gaining that strength, that woman king energy where you're like powerful with the vulture, you're cleaning it up. You're cleaning up your house. You're recognizing you need to take out the trash. There's a clutter here. There's it's dimming your light, and they came here to shine. Your inner child's like, we came here to shine. What happened? Why is it so dark? What's going on? Why is it so? We have escaping ruin, pulling yourself together. So you're probably crying. You're probably, like I said, with that mental health stuff, you might be wondering if you have something wrong with you. But it is your learning. So you're coming out of it. It's not that you're stuck in the rut, like in the middle of it. This is something you've been going through. It's something that you're moving through your fears. You're seeing all your fears, and you're not succumbing to them like you used to. 'Cause nothing compares to you. That. Look at all this dark energy. This is that dark feminine. Like I said, men, I'm telling y'all, you got it too. A man's dark feminine is so attractive. I'm just gonna say. It just is, okay? It's real. It's a real thing. So, however this relates, I see this bat as you going into the depths, okay, the deepest, darkest corners of yourself, and you're saying, okay, what is in this corner? What is it over here that I need to clean up today? Fine, I'll do it. Oh, you want me to take the trash out? Fine, I'll take the trash out. It depends on your energy, but you're just finally realizing there's stuff that you need to clean up. There's stuff in your house and this is, I'm in your spiritual house, but this is obviously like nothing as within, so without. So it's all of it. It's all of it. Dragonfly with the wolf. Dragonfly with the wolf. I'm actually getting a lone wolf energy from this. It's saying they sent me into the wild as a lone wolf. I could have been eaten. I could have been taken out by a pack. There's so many bad things that could have happened to me. But instead, I survived. So you survived the wild. There's so much that you've been through. There's so much darkness. Lady of the night here. So there's some scandalous things you might have had to do to make money. There's some inappropriate things that you may have done. But your ancestors, it's like the whispers in the air, the quietness, the subtleness, the gentle spirit all around us. It's here to say, like, we're not done with you. We're not done with you, okay? Raccoon is here as well, which is about that sneaky energy, you know? It's like, I will always survive, because the raccoon went from being a wild animal to a neighborhood animal because it realized how to survive. It's adapting, it's blending in, it's finding its way through. It's in the wild, but it's also very, it's adapted. Kind of the energy I'm getting. You're adapting. You're recognizing you have a voice. You have a place in this world. They can tell you no. That's fine. I can accept a no. Tell me no. And I'm going to turn it into a yes. In another way. I'll find another way to turn it into a yes. Sky dancer, surrender. Just fall until free falling. You know, John Mayer. 'Cause I'm free falling. You're just kind of like falling. You're falling, yeah. You're breaking a contract over your life. Or the contract is up. I mean, you could have, there's so much weird stuff going on in the spirit world, and this message hasn't been about that, so we're not going to get crazy here. But the number 48 also came up. So, I feel pretty good about this, where it's at. Do we want to say anything else? I guess not. So, my book. So if you're interested, I have personal readings on my website, and I also wrote a book about my crazy life experience. And if you're interested, it's on Amazon. Everything's linked down below. I really would love to hear if this resonated and how it connected to you. So if you want to leave a comment down below, that would be so awesome. And yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you again next time.